We have just hit another milestone by passing the Prime Meridian. I'm afraid I missed the moment when we went from east to west, but we've just crossed the Prime Meridian now, as you can see, and from now on till we finish our trip we will be west of the Prime Meridian. I also missed us crossing the latitude of Fleetwood. Fleetwood is at 53 degrees 55 minutes north, and we passed that a few miles back, and from now on we will be north of Fleetwood, except for when we return that. We're having a wonderful sail at the minute. Since we left Spurn this morning, it mostly has been sailing. We're running at the minute for the wind. I've just got the mainsail out and the boat seems to like that. It seems to be going very well, and the Genoa doesn't keep flapping. And then directly ahead is Flamborough Head, impressive chalk headland. We have to round that in order to get into Scarborough later on this afternoon. We don't want to be going too fast because Scarborough does not have 24-hour access, and we need to make sure that we get there at the right time. And the earliest we can get in is about 4:30. There's Mike sailing as well. The wind has increased considerably and suddenly, as it does at sea sometimes, over 20 knots. We're still running. I've rigged a preventer in case we have a jibe. Hopefully we won't. And we're going very well. Over 6 knots, making very good way indeed. Here's the chart. We are the red vessel here. Right next to me is Paget, Mike Paget, Paget's Lady. This one is Christine. We spoke about her yesterday. I don't know why she's turned around, perhaps to have a look at Flamborough Head. And we're a mile or so off Flamborough Head now. We'll be sailing directly over towards Scarborough. And at Scarborough, if we zoom in, there is an outer harbour and an inner harbour. Now the inner harbour is dredged, and so yachts that can't take the ground, such as ours with fin keels, will be able to go in there. And I've rung ahead and chatted to the harbour master, and he's expecting us. It's probably another couple of hours, which will make it about 4 o'clock. That's slightly early. We might not be able to get in at 4 o'clock, but hopefully we will. We're on spring tides at the minute, so there's plenty of water. So we'll go outside and have a look at the conditions. There's Flamborough Head. As you can see, we're moving around quite a bit now. Lighthouse on the top, and we really are going quite well. I was hoping to go in close and have a look at the bird life, but I think now there's quite a bit of wind. That might not be a good idea, so we'll just get past and get into Scarborough. And there's Mike over there. He's taken his Genoa down, so like me, he's sailing just under mainsail. I imagine it'd be lovely to pass here on a very calm day and go and have a really good look at the cliffs. But I think today we'll just get past as good as we can. As you can see, there's a bit of turbulence in the sea there. You always get this around headlands. We've seen it a lot on the trip so far. But it won't be too bad today, I don't think, because the wind only just got up. Can't see Scarborough yet. It's another 15 miles past Flamborough Head in the direction I'm pointing at now, northwest, and I suspect another 2 hours sailing. We are approaching Scarborough now. In the distance is Flamborough Head. In front of us there is a rocky outcrop called Filey Brig, and beyond that the town of Filey. There's Mike motoring, and the reason he's motoring is that we have been sailing most of the day, which has been marvellous, but we've encountered a really strong tide against us as we go into Scarborough, so we're now motoring. These are the cliffs around Scarborough, and the town of Scarborough is 5 miles ahead. It may not show very clearly, but we're heading directly at it now. I have tried to speak to the harbour just now, can't get through. I had a lovely chat this morning, which ended with, please give us a call when you're near. And when that happens, I always think, I bet they won't be there. And that seems to be the case now. Anyway, our friends on Christine will be there before us, so they'll help us in if no one's there officially to deal with us. Complete change in the weather. Earlier on we had really hot sun, but now it's a bit cooler, fair breeze going, and it's become a bit overcast. We're going to spend a couple of days in Scarborough at least. Got some people to meet, that'll be good, and we'll have a bit of a rest before we continue our circumnavigation northwards. So we are a mile off Scarborough now, and eventually we managed to get through to the harbour master, and he gave us reasonably clear instructions. With the binoculars we've worked out where the harbour entrance is. It's not at all obvious. It is by that white tower that looks a bit like a windmill. It's actually a lighthouse on the starboard side of the entry into the inner marina, the inner dock. So that's where we're going. Just explain all that to Mike. We've got this agreement that just one of us radios out. So there's been plenty of confusion tonight, as so often there is on these occasions. I'm sure it'll be fine, and it won't be long before we are settling down to a nice evening and hopefully a nice meal. Scarborough looks like a charming place. Castle up on the hill there, and the lighthouse directly ahead of us, and you can see the masts, so we must be in the right place. Quite a large town by the look of it. I have been before, but many years ago. We've just been called from the yacht Christine. They're there now. They arrived about half an hour ago, and they confirmed that they'll be there to take our line, so it's really kind of them. Mike and I are single-handed sailors, and going into a strange harbour that we don't know can be a bit stressful, and it's a real great help to have friendly people there to take our lines. The snag with this harbour is it doesn't have a sill or a lock gate, so quite a lot of it dries out completely in low water. The berths that we're going to be in are dredged, so there is sufficient water there, but only in quite limited areas, and if you stray too much, there's a risk of grounding. So I'm really glad that we've got someone to welcome us in, and hopefully we can settle before too long.